everyone going? Doing? Last time we played, you guys, we're hanging around the city, did some shopping, put on a show, got brutally attacked by people who want you dead. City things. Ellen, who are you playing? And what is the dame's exercise routine?
I play Dame Kiri Jadespine, Dwarven Operatic Bard, head of the Jadespine clan. And the Dame's exercise routine, she does some morning calisthenics. We've established this before, but really most of her exercises are vocal.
Okay, Pow?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Leanne Morans, and I'm a commander. Leanne's general morning exercises is a pretty standard rep of squats, push-ups, sit-ups. Just enough to make sure that she keeps herself physically fit. Don't ask about her constitution and how many reps she does.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably a lot to keep up with your guys', you guys do some harrowing stuff. You frequently run up small skyscrapers worth of enemies. You fight for hours at a time. You guys probably have to do, a lot of work to keep your baseline fitness.
Absolutely not. You just don't worry about it.
Yeah, for the Dame, probably less so, but Leanne probably works out a lot. How about Lucian?
Starts the morning with a couple back stretches. Warms up the arms by flinging, a ball on his bow and shooting it out for Grizz, who gets his exercise too. And then they go for a run.
Nice. Question, does Grizz or Lucian stray off the path to sniff at trees more?
Grizz does sometimes. And Lucian doesn't. He has a slightly better constitution.
Of course. All right. Well, let's bring you guys to the interior of the Hall of Justice, where you have some guards who have locked up this adventurer who attacked you, and you have brought them in front of Aldwin and Reginald to explain the situation, and here you are.
So, how many was there? We would say that got away?
3.
So there's at least 3 more that likely will be attempting to finish the job.
Reginald, rubbing his chin, looks very tired and stressed. How did I get involved in this too? It's Aldwin? Aldwin sighs a bit, knowing that she gets to delegate these tasks all the time. Any idea why they would have attacked you?
Well, judging from what they were saying, they seem to think that we're summoning the Stone Thief to empower it and accordingly awaken it.
Well, I suppose the first part is true.
And I don't entirely disagree with the risk that the second part implies.
Is that to think the Stone Thief... Is that a risk of this plan? I didn't know that was a risk of this plan.
Well, if we fail at killing it and it gets away with all of this...
Sure, we always assumed it might get away with eating the city, but you didn't mention anything about, an awakening.
I don't know if this awakening means anything, but we've definitely seen it attempt to incorporate certain powerful buildings into itself before.
I suppose I don't know much about living dungeons. What?
Are we saying all this in front of Gloria?
She's currently, unconscious.
Oh.
From you, she's had her wounds tended, and they have a bucket of, ice cold water ready to splash her when you're ready.
What do we do with the lizard, by the way?
The lizard is in a like small terrarium, and it's very
Alright.
angry and blowing little bits of breath, but it doesn't seem to be able to channel as much magic without her.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure on that. In truth, I'm not particularly amazingly well versed in living dungeons myself, but from what we've seen, and of course, then there's the other question of something to consider for later.
The other question?
Dane, that reminds me. Didn't we task your clan with creating a certain magic item, the Earth Spears?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We have how many of them? What was it, 4?
I would have to check the journal.
Yeah, we have a couple of them.
I swear we started with 4.
You started with 1.
Yeah, we started with 1. So
Okay.
those should let us keep the stone.
No,
thief
didn't we
in-
start with 2? We started with 2.
You're right, you did start with 2. And you used 1?
Did we?
I don't remember when we used 1, if we did. I think we gave 1 to the dwarves for making more, but...
Yeah,
That might be true.
because they needed a well, not a prototype, but something to build from.
Yeah, okay, I was just curious on how many of those we had.
I have one in my inventory.
The point of the Earth Spears is that we should be able to keep the Stone Thief in place long enough for us to kill it. If we fail to kill it, then it will incorporate the city. It'll be stuck here for quite a while with the Earth Spears.
You have 6.
Yeah. So that, other people are welcome to make a stab at it, if you will. If we aren't able to do it, we're pretty confident that we should be able to handle it, though.
Why don't we try to enlist our assassins? I mean, if we explain the situation.
Do you think they'll listen? Once
We
people
could-
have their way set
And they seem pretty anti living dungeon.
I mean, we
and
could-
we have the blessing of a bunch of icons to be doing this mission, and we have the only way to kill it. And it's
They
not
think-
like it's eating things that aren't like it's gonna get there anyway, regardless of if it eats this nice city or not.
I mean, they think we've diluted the icons, I think was kind of what they were yelling. But yeah, I think it might be worth a thing of like, hey, look, no, we have Earth Spears, and we are here to kill it, and we would welcome your help.
Personally speaking, once people have their mind set in stone, they usually don't change.
Unless they don't have all the facts, which they don't.
Yes, and you still keep saying trouble in paradise with your absolute lack of knowledge. So, tell me, am I wrong?
I'm just
Damn.
saying,
Damn.
if we inform these people they seem a high level and have a act like they're willing to risk open war because
don't-
they fear the stone thief, and it's like we can share with them how our plan to kill it, and maybe
don't-
they'd
Yeah.
help, or at least give them the chance to make the decision. If they don't, we'll beat them again.
I don't think we take them with us in terms of like, here, you should be a part of our particular group. But I think setting them up as another party that is also interested in killing the Stone Thief might be a better way to go anyway. I mean, just in terms of killing the Stone Thief, the more parties we have that are like out there trying to kill it, like they're split up, so the more likely it is that somebody will survive and do it anyway.
They need the ingredients that only we have to actually do it.
Oh, right. Never mind then.
So they would just be trying to survive the stone thief if they were separated from us.
Anyone can injure the stone thief, but killing it would fall to us in the weapon.
But
I
we
don't
could
know. I just go ahead.
Eh,
Dean.
inviting them to like, hey, look, if you're concerned about this, like we have these spears, we're going to pin it in place. Even if you guys aren't able to kill it, even if you guys can just get in there and do some damage, like that would still help. And you can get in there and do it before the city is consumed, which will mean that, a lot of this stuff will come back undamaged.
How
You know,
would they
we-
get in there?
You may, if you want to try and find them and explain the situation, you're more than welcome to.
Well,
Well, my
You
thought
would
is
have
to
to
If we
explain.
tell
convince
them the
Gloria.
truth on this matter, they might consider it wise anyway.
What do you mean, wise anyway?
Because
Like, as in to help, or?
they might consider what we're doing at killing them a lie, even
Well,
if that's
yeah.
the truth of the matter. That's all I'm saying, and
If
you
we
should be
convince
prepared for the
Gloria-
risk that comes from that.
I agree. We should be prepared if they turn on us, but like, I think if we try to convince Gloria, she can then help convince the rest of them. She seemed like the most powerful.
No, that's just sorcerer business. They just hurt.
But still, I mean, we have enough proof amongst us with letters and things that all the icons are supporting this. Like, there's no way that our small little party could convince icons like this without proper proof. And we have all these different rituals, we have all these backings, we just explain what we're doing.
You know, if I'm fully honest with you, I'm surprised we got as many icons agreeing with us as we did.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that was also a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, B-Bane's even here, I thought. He was in the
It's
audience.
somewhere.
B-Bane is like 100% a delegate from one of the icons.
Speaking of Aldwin, what did the civilians think of our performance before it was rudely interrupted?
Well, actually, we had one critic in the audience, which is quite the surprise. Apparently, one of the nobles, moonlights as writing, reviews of cities they visit. They gave it a very strong review, but they did say that, the finale was cut short by the attack. But they actually thought, at first they thought they would put it as an interactive part. They really liked it until they had to be evacuated.
Was the critic the guy who shot a bolt from the crowd?
No,
No,
we
he
have
was a
not been
part-
able to find him.
Well, that's
Lucian,
lovely. Good press is always
Why are
nice.
you so focused on the crossbowman? Are you afraid that his crossbow's better than your bow?
Did you see his performance?
So I went back after the fact. I'm like, why does this guy miss so often? And his character attributes have been reset to 10. So he was throwing at
He was literally the most average man.
he was literally the most average man. He was missing an extra +5 to hit.
Oh. Well, now
Makes
he's got his crossbow fixed, I'm
Now
sure.
he's got his crossbow fixed.
He was too distracted by the play.
He also moonlights as a critic, but is too afraid to post his review.
Oh man, we're just coming up with all this backstory for this guy. I love it.
Actually,
So,
speaking of reviews, we did get the second one. It took me a while to decipher it. It was written anonymously, but I think you'll know who wrote it. Lovely, move people performance. Much enjoyment. Beautiful aria invoked feelings of dirt and trees and wind.
We should probably get B-Bane in here.
We can fetch Meebane if you want. I think
Okay,
he
so-
carried off with the groups of people who left.
It might be useful to convince Gloria, but
Meebane does
That-
not like the organ.
yeah,
Well,
I don't
what-
blame
he
him.
won't play it.
But the organ might play itself, Lucian.
Oh, yeah.
As if on cue, it loudly dominates the room with a 30-second rendition of some musical piece you've never heard.
And Gloria doesn't wake up.
And Gloria wakes up.
We didn't even discuss a backup plan of what
I'm
we're
just
gonna
saying
do if
that-
she doesn't believe us.
Look, Lucian, all I'm saying is that if she doesn't know that B-Bane came from the High Druid's court, so to say, then it doesn't really matter, does it?
She
I
has a
mean-
name. Gloria. She spits blood on this very, very nice rug.
Well, I suppose we should start this conversation off on. Actually, no, we're on the wrong foot since the crossbow bolt. So, welcome to our little meeting hall.
She looks around at the absolute wealth in this room. I see you have profited well off your endeavors.
You can say that.
And
Not
what
really
are our
property.
endeavors? What are we doing, Gloria? What do you think we're doing?
Just bringing about the end of an age, nonetheless.
Well,
By
You know what you're doing. Don't play these games.
I know what I'm doing, but you clearly don't. Which is why we're just gonna have a
arguably,
nice
Lucian,
conversation.
we are bringing about an end of an age.
See? Admit it, right out of her mouth.
See, the difference, though, is we're bringing about an end of an age by finishing off the Stone Thief.
An easy, likely story.
Over years and countless adventures, we have discovered that an old icon is planning to use the Stone Thief as a weapon. We've been through the Stone Thief multiple times, not good times, lost people, and gotten enough evidence to show and bring all the or a bunch of icons together to be able to hatch this plan. We have all the tools we need to actually kill the Stone Thief, and that is what we're doing.
She drops her mouth in mock, sarcastic awe. An icon wants to control the Stone Thief? Oh my gosh, what pivotal information. Where'd you learn that? Baby's first foray into the Stone Thief?
See, that concern came to my mind as well. But do you know how many icons have a hand in this pot?
Let's see, the Dwarf King, whose personal opera singer, is here. The Empire, whose corrupt legislator leader, is here. That bear, I think he's involved with the High Druid as well. I'm not sure how he got involved in this. We have two...
Probably because of our mountain of evidence that we can start to show you.
Lucian, let her talk. Shut up.
Certainly it would have been easy for you to leverage your connections after the attack on Shadowport and say, oh, we need to take care of this great threat. Oh, Icon's trying to control it. Oh, I'm your favorite singer. Oh.
See, we could have done that with all of this.
I don't think we could. Look at us. We can't even convince one person. But
Now,
do you
if
think
you-
we can convince a icon that halfway around the world that somebody attacks Shadowport and that matters to them?
We also convinced the Free.
That's true.
You might be
because
aware of
they
that.
knew of the attack that someone was planning to use it for.
The three who
And the-
reports say are on their way here to reclaim stolen items.
Yeah,
Well,
those
the
aren't
stolen
those aren't
items are-
stolen.
That situation is not our fault.
Wait, so wait, let me
Are
get
you,
this straight.
unless you wish to claim that us adventurers somehow were played a part in artifacts that are older than our existence.
So you, in your view, Gloria, the three are the good guys, and the High Druid, the Dwarf King, and
What?
the Emperor are all
What?
evil.
No.
What?
Clearly, my belief that this is a great machination does not fall prey to your intelligence. It must have been someone else's idea.
Yes, Lucian, clearly. Because she heard the Free were coming to reclaim stolen artifacts, that means that she thinks they're the good guys.
You're sitting here touting you have the icons backing you, and one's on its way here to reclaim what's happening. The other icons that are backing you are you're their personal favorites.
Now,
That's how
here's the
networking works.
How does the druid
First of all.
anyone's personal favorite?
That one, less sure about. But I think that bear might be sleeping with the High Druid.
You know, that's a bold accusation that we're not going to touch right now.
All right. So you want the stone thief dead, Gloria? Is that correct?
Correct.
We have the only means of killing it, and we can give you the proof is in the pudding.
Uh-huh.
Leanne?
Oh, and now you want me to say things now, huh?
Well, don't you have all the wizardy stuff?
Which wizardy stuff in particular?
Like Usador's instructions on how to kill it, and then all of the ingredients that we've gathered?
Usador didn't give us instructions on killing it. We got that from mad dwarven ramblings in the Stone Thief itself.
Oh.
You also don't have the ingredients.
Usador's holding the eye, though.
Yeah, Usador has the eye, and the ingredients are currently being fashioned into the blade.
Oh,
which
yeah.
You don't have on you.
Lucian does have an earth spear that he can show, though.
That's true.
We have an earth spear, and we here with us right now in this room that we can show, and we have several others in our possession, not actually on us. We're currently working on forging a weapon with some of the best craftsmen in the city, using materials that we've gathered at great personal risk and at great investment from those icons that you say we have in our pocket. You claiming that because we're personal favorites, that we've managed, like, that's how friendship and favors work. You listen to each other and you help each other out. This is a case of us bringing important information to the people we know who had the resources to do something about it. And they've come together to do something about it. We would love your help in killing the Stone Thief. We have to summon it here so that we know exactly where it is on a timetable that we control. But from that point on, we are going in with that weapon to kill it. You would be welcome to also go in, and while you might not have the stuff to kill it, you can do a lot of damage. Do you remember the windmill that got spat out by the Stone Thief? What was that, a year ago now?
Greenwell.
Greenwell, yeah. That was us not knowing what we were doing, who managed to do enough damage to force the Stone Thief to give buildings back. You and your group are clearly highly skilled. If you guys also went in with us, I'm not asking you to go in on faith. Like, you can watch us go in and then you can follow us if that's what you want. You can go and do that kind of damage and save these buildings and save these artifacts and stuff that you're concerned about, and make sure that they never, even if we screw up and die ourselves, that they are never incorporated into the Stone Thief.
Sure sounds like a clean way to have us be dead at this first level in.
I mean, look, you can help or you can, just...
Did you ever think, Gloria, that if we were lying, we have you captured, why won't we just execute you? Why would we even try to get your help for some reason that makes zero sense?
Now, I can
question, why
give
don't
a
you
few
just kill me?
reasons for her.
If that's what you want, but we want your help because we have the same goal.
You
just
want to not be hunted
stubborn
down
to
by the
see
rest
it.
of my party.
We can handily defeat your party. We've already done it, and that was while we were distracted.
We want as many people as possible fighting and making life difficult for the Stone Thief. Your group is definitely skilled and can definitely make life difficult for the Stone Thief, which is what we would prefer. We have more experience with and in the Stone Thief than you. We've made multiple trips in and out of it, and so we are the best group to actually deal the killing blow. We've been researching this and studying this for actual years. But as many people who show up and make life difficult as possible is a good thing, and we want that help. We want that support, and that's why we're trying to reach out to you and your group.
You claim experience, alright. my party's been in the Stone Thief for our own purposes. Who's the first guardian? What's the name?
There's no guardians now. The Stone Thief has absorbed them.
Yeah, they're all dead now.
That's true. But still, he was a friendly ally. Surely you would have met him at least once. He was the first one you would have met.
In truth, I forgot his name. I do remember the butcher, though.
She shudders at his memory. We lost a member to him.
Yeah, we weren't a fan of him either.
What about the city? Have you gone to... What was the guy's name that ran that city?
The
He was one
Praetorian?
of them.
Oh, the
Provost.
God.
Provost.
Yeah, the provost.
Dungeon Town.
Yeah, the provost in Dungeon Town.
Our party has heard of Dungeon Town, but we were never able to find our way to its walls.
We spent what? Probably would have been a couple of weeks in Dungeon Town, didn't we?
don't think
I
it
was
a
there
couple
even
weeks.
longer.
Yeah.
Almost ran out of candles.
And not our last, but our second to last foray into the Stone Thief, we heard tale of a band of adventurers, a werewolf, a singer, a commander, who had made a deal with the, I should know, yeah, the Flesh Tailor. What of that?
Oh. Have you ever
Oh.
heard of just making hollow promises?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted
Wow.
us to find books for him. We never brought any of the books. We did agree, yeah, sure, we'll keep an eye out for the books so that he would let us go.
Does fill me with all sorts of confidence about your promises to me, but alright.
But
Answer
we're not. What?
this question. If your goal is to lure the Stone Thief and strike at its heart to slay it once and for all, why all of this incredible wealth and power? Why not use the ritual of summoning? Surely you should have fought enough of the cult of devourers to have found reference to their rituals.
We actually lost a book about that. It was on one of our... He wasn't exactly an ally at the end of the day.
Wait, as an aside, I thought the plan was to use the ritual.
Yeah, I thought that's what we
Yeah.
were doing.
I remember vaguely hearing something about us using a ritual, but I'm not sure how we got a hold of it.
From
Because
from that book that Ash.
Ash had the book. He was
Yeah.
in the Stone Thief. He didn't leave it.
Yeah, that might actually be true.
Okay.
So what was the plan? How were we?
We had,
You built something
I've-
large enough and powerful enough to attract its attention instead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, we had a sorcerer who had
We lost the
delusions
Stone
of power and ruined the ritual that some old family of mine was performing. And he died along with the book that we were holding from that cult. Well, I hope he died anyway.
As someone whose family has been ravished by the thief, who has called for years for aid from the icons to deaf ears, surely you understand how a large city full of power and wealth enough to send the thief into its final stages of evolution to grow and destroy the entire empire. Surely you understand how all this rings a little honey.
My entire clan was decimated by the Stone Thief. My house was destroyed. My family's livelihood was absolutely destroyed by the Stone Thief. And I traveled into it in order to rescue them. And I was able to save several of them. I understand what kind of risk it is to have the Stone Thief attack a place. We didn't want the city to be inhabited. That was never the goal. The goal was simply for it to have fine architecture and tasty gold-plated things everywhere. And that so that no lives were at risk. I understand what kind of risk this is, and I still believe that this is one of our best chances to attack the Stone Thief and kill it and get rid of it once and for all so that it doesn't harm any more families.
The entire war went on pause because this thing was destroying cities and causing chaos. It's gonna find the structure and whatever it needs, with or without this city. This is just one where we can at least have a chance of knowing where it's gonna hit and being there to kill it.
It's about controlling the situation, not about trying to feed it.
We did not set out to kill others simply on a whim. When we did our research and verified info, we had heard the Jadespine clan had been destroyed, and yet we found it well within wealth and power, having been gifted lands and pivotal trade routes by the Dwarf King.
I spent years building those connections and building that business. I poured my personal funds, both from my career as an opera singer and from our work as adventurers, back into investing in things and rebuilding that Jadespine business. I did recover some of our key craftsmen out of the Stone Thief on some of our expeditions. The Jadespine clan that you see today was built by my two hands and the hands of my cousin Njal.
It might be true that there's more nuanced takes than we have researched. But your other party members, we have a werewolf who murdered his entire village, and we have an ex-crusader man.
Yes,
A werewolf who has since converted to be one of the priestess's most devout followers that I have ever met, and an ex-crusaderman who now follows the god of love.
I'm not so positive on that one.
Look, that's where she gets her power from.
What?
Well,
She's
look,
an
just because she gets her power from it, you and I both know that give or take a couple weeks, she could be out of this pantheon as well.
No,
I mean,
you're reading the rune wrong. That's the god of fertility, not love.
oh, whatever. God of fertility. Whatever. The point is, a bright god. She's also saved tons of people, and she's even gone and learned an entire new discipline, in part to represent the fact that she is no longer a follower of the Crusader.
Kalia, meanwhile, is sitting there going, guys, I don't think the fish agreed with my stomach.
I told you not to eat the fish.
It was tasty.
After we were ambushed and they left behind a plate of sushi. What did you think?
I thought it was a delicious gift. They preyed on my weakness, Leanne!
I warned you.
I'm fine.
It seems like you have very targeted research, because wouldn't your research also say that the priestess named me her warrior?
I did that. I feel like that was something that was done in private.
That was absolutely done in private, yeah.
You have to ask the priestess herself.
They had pretty good research, but they couldn't know every conversation that's ever happened, right?
Did you ever watch Raza's stream?
Yeah, that absolute madman murder.
No, the bits where he was with us, not the bits where he was off in war. Which,
They-
by the way, was a real estate deal.
They carefully were editing those streams.
Ah, well then, never mind.
Honestly, I don't disagree with that assessment about Raza.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Raza wasn't... He found us, we didn't find him.
Better in our care than in the wild, I suppose.
That is demonstrably true.
She sighs and her metal, what do you call them? They like wrap up your hands.
Gauntlets?
They're like handcuffs, but like, what would they have used in medieval era? I guess
Shackles?
Yeah. Her metal shackles easily break apart. She had used her acid to like etch them away, and the thugs briefly like go to nearly restrain her. She's like, no, I'm not fighting. I had thought that, I could get you guys to gloat about your success as villains often do, and hear your success before blasting you away with my final breath, but perhaps we were wrong.
That perhaps cost me maybe a week off of my lifespan with the amount of electricity you sent coursing through me.
Terribly sorry about that. I would love to know the story of why you were prepared for it.
You remember that sorcerer I mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
He decided I was a great lightning rod to continue his assaults.
I see you've always had a choice of interesting companions.
Yeah,
There's-
choice.
If you truly wish to sway me, I would like to see this weapon you are forging.
We should probably check on it, make sure it's coming along anyway.
I see no reason we can't visit the forge.
This is definitely a trap.
It would be a pretty impressive trap.
For us to tell her exactly where it is, and then she can
Well,
go
we'll
steal
just
it on her own.
we're bringing
There's
it.
that aspect.
I think we still go for it.
I say so too.
Aldwin, Reginald, keep up the good work. And
Of
thank you for
course.
housing this impromptu conversation.
Happy to make time out of my busy day for it. Actually, I think after this it's time for a nap for good old Reginald.
You know what? Before we take you there, we should probably make sure that the rest of your crew isn't coming to try to rescue you and assassinate us again.
Hmm.
I imagine they would hesitate seeing her willingly coming with us.
They might not think it's willingly.
She is literally not even cuffed at this point.
I don't know. They didn't see the other flaws in there. I feel like they could still think that we're just overpowering her.
Most of them are melee, right? They would have to get close. I can talk to them and explain. Renard, I won't lie. There's a strong chance you walk out of this building and get a crossbow bolt to around the head area. Specifically her, she points at the dame. Renard hates dwarves.
Oh,
Okay, wow, we get in trouble for, our past. You're walking around with an active, like, he is currently a racist.
Dame,
Look.
we travel with a racist.
Look, Lucian doesn't shoot people with extreme prejudice based on what they're doing. He just makes snide comments.
No,
There's degrees.
Dame, he has definitely shot based on prejudices before.
Me?
Yes, you.
Yes, you. Alright, never mind. I'll back off of this.
I don't recall.
Look, I'd
But
like to
whatever you say,
understand
Graffiard.
Reynard's family was lost in the Dwarven Elvish conflict, and he, it just...
I was part of a diplomatic party to try and stop that. I feel like I should be grandfathered out of those prejudices.
Well, what did... You apparently didn't do very well now, did you?
No, we did not. Somebody else faked a murder that wasn't us.
Dame, all things considered, technically it was us. He was a part of our group at the time.
Wait, excuse me?
He's not here now. I can say whatever story I want. No. We were never affiliated with him.
Back when this conflict was just beginning to boil over, from what I recall, I wasn't there at the beginning, but Lucian, you can confirm at the least, you all started out as a bunch of mercenaries hired to take care of some issues to help balance out the situation. And the Dame took in this group of mercenaries to escort her safely to meet at the Elf Queen's court.
They were assigned to me by the Imperial Guard.
I happened to stumble along with them, and I followed through to see Fruita's peace mission on my own time as well. And during their performance, the Minister of Agriculture was assassinated. And And at the time, one of the few times I followed my emotions rather than my mind, I argued that what they were doing by holding them the way they were was unjust. I was correct on that matter, but by doing so, I ended up letting the killer leave freely. This conflict, this entire war, can firmly be placed upon my one decision to get involved.
I feel like that's a little bit strong considering what we know about what the Great Ghoul was doing with it.
And yet,
No, I think we can blame Leanne.
No, I really feel like we should blame, what was it, Barry Bones, or was it Gary?
Oh yeah, for sure. I
it
mean,
was
like it-
Barry. Gary
Yeah.
was innocent.
but if
Yeah,
Leanne
okay,
wants
yeah.
to carry some,
No, I
It-
think it's Barry's fault.
If I didn't let Barry get away, they would have found him and his connection with the Great Ghoul. Am I wrong?
I mean, no, but like, there were a lot of other, like, well, not a lot, but there were other innocent people who they also would not have discovered their any connection, and still would have executed.
But would it have stopped the war?
I don't think so. They were at that point. Everyone was pretty much set on we're gonna have this war. Like it was.
And if the Great Ghoul was found out when they executed Barry Bones along with all of you, what would have happened then? Would that war have still raged the same way?
There was nothing to tie the Great Ghoul to the bow theft at that point.
Not the bow theft, but the
That's
assassination of an agriculture minister? Absolutely.
Well, yeah, but that could have very easily been its own random event. They were like the cause of the war was over this bow, and until we were able to tie, no, look, the bow theft was the Great Ghoul. Nobody was willing to talk about like, okay, maybe this was an unjust orchestrated war.
I'm not so sure, Dave.
Well, I'm sure that Reginald doesn't need to hear the politics of our party, and we should get going.
Lucian does have a point.
Hey, Gloria,
Alright.
you want to pet my dog?
No.
What?
Grizz just like looks down, sad.
You know, why is it Grizz gets his own separate seat?
Because he's freaking awesome. Look at him. He's a king. He sits with the big kids.
I will gesture as best I can to my allies to convey that you should not be harmed. I understand that they will need... I will talk with them as best I can and vouch for you, but I cannot stop a crossbow bolt midair.
We've been hit by worse.
Don't
Actually,
worry. I'll go
hang
out
on.
first, just in case.
I have an idea. I'll go out first, and I'm going to take Callia's shield with me.
Oh, thanks, lad.
No problem.
I'm gonna take a nap too.
Yeah,
Have
guess
fun
what?
with the
When you
sword.
feel better. Yeah, thanks.
Or maybe we could just have Kalia guard Reginald.
Leanne, could you bring me soup later?
Of course.
Thanks.
But first things first, let's handle this.
Alright, you have, using Callia's shield, you have now 27 AC.
Let's go.
Sure enough, as you walk out, a crossbow bolt goes flying towards your head. Where's his character sheet? There we go. Oh my gosh, the nat 1.
That means it kills a civilian in line.
No,
What?
Why do you want a dead civilian?
Why would you say that?
Because whenever I shoot a crossbow and someone else is in there and it's a 1, you guys get hit.
He is a skilled shooter, which means he does not incur the same penalty of having to reroll on other people nearby.
This is
Yeah,
string break.
See, he went and he actually learned how to not shoot his friends.
Yes, his crossbow, not just a string, the entire bow cracks. He had overnotched it for too long, and Leanne, the arrow deflects harmlessly off Callia's shield. Gloria waves, says, No, friends. Please. I will go to them. You must trust me, as I am trusting you. I will go to them, I will vouch for you, and when we can meet and talk.
We can all just walk up together.
They would definitely view that as you trying to ambush them.
With hands up.
You can turn into a werewolf and you think that's not threatening?
Oh, you have done your research. Who's the strongest in our party, Gloria?
We definitely prioritize taking out Leanne first. Hence the lightning.
Well deserved.
She enables you guys to do too much tomfoolery, as we saw when she didn't go down.
Well, they're not wrong, Lucian.
Meh.
Silence the dame, take out Leanne, keep the healer engaged. She doesn't make the best decisions, especially if you provoke her. And then we can focus down the werewolf.
I still cannot believe you decided to fist fight Callia.
Oh, Leanne, I'm sorry. I thought my shield was just so far away.
Oh, Callia would never apologize.
You're right. I'm playing her. I'm sorry.
That's just a hollow apology, alright? When she's sick, that's when she apologizes, and she never fucking means it.
This is true.
What was I gonna say? Take out this. Make sure the spellcaster can't cast spells. Take out the commander. Keep the healer distracted, and then we can whittle down the high health, high damage werewolf all we want without support. It was going to be a great plan until Ranar couldn't land his shots.
Neither could your other guy that 1v1'd me.
That's true. You guys are
Honestly,
stronger than we anticipated.
That entire encounter was could have gone either way, depending on the fates.
What?
Are you saying that if the fates decided that that electricity would go through me more efficiently, brought me down sooner?
We still would have won. Because I'm the strongest adventurer.
Alright, guys, look, how about we just...
I walk out. Actually, we're all outside, right?
Yeah.
Alright, Gloria, you can go to your friends.
She walks over. It takes her like 10 minutes. It's very tense as you like make sure she doesn't run off. But eventually they come over. You have a whole shindig. You explain what happened, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, the leader offers out his hand like, I humbly apologize for trying to strike you down where you once stood. I believed you to be evil. And now I see that was not the case.
Which one's the leader?
The leader was the paladin.
Paladin.
Grimdell Ball. Actually, she's the paladin.
Oh.
I too follow the bright gods, and I had not believed they would let me smite down those who did not walk the path of light. This will cause me some great amount of reflection.
As my own 2 bits on isn't the power of smiting. The bright gods give you your power, but isn't it your perspective that skews how it's used?
I've always been taught and known it to be true. I could only smite evil, but I suppose my belief you're evil is enough, and I suddenly questioned so many other smitings.
Don't worry about it.
Welcome
All of
to
us
what
can
it's like.
say that we've had mistakes. It's about where you go from here. No, nothing to worry about.
Doubting your past decisions is one of your worst mistakes.
Which is
Old
what
faith in
Leanne was
yourself.
doing for like 15 minutes in there.
I have a sword for a cane, Lucian, and I'm not afraid of gutting you.
PvP. PvP.
Anyway, I want to talk to the archer guy. I've got some tips. Can we laugh about it?
Yeah, you
can we
This
laugh
guy-
about it?
about it.
Renard's had the worst day.
He's had an absolute terrible time. A highly trained archer who's been denied his stats, then had them fixed, then had rolled a nat one. Let's just
least he
see
didn't
if
kill
his
anyone.
luck's any better. Oh my! And he rolls a 2, and we see if his luck's any better. All right, Reinhard. That's just a goddamn shame.
This,
Maybe I
Renard
should've
needs to
become
go
a
to an
werewolf.
archery contest.
Maybe I should give up the crossbow.
No. Just need some motivation.
Maybe I couldn't fire an arrow against someone who wasn't evil.
There you go.
It's all a matter of
I shall
perspective.
become a paladin ranger.
Yeah, I've heard of worse things you could do.
That's
Yeah, you could be a shield bearer. God,
You know-
does nobody have any humor these days? It's like
I'm
the
not
end of the world
skilled.
is face spiders that. Nobody can laugh.
Maybe if you had some better jokes.
I should consider Profession Rhino campaign by the arrow.
All right.
Anyway,
Bring us to this sword.
of course.
You enter the forge. Set.
Can we like have them not bring their weapons in? Like
Yes.
nobody brings their weapons in?
Yes. You all leave it at the entrance. Inside the center of the city. And
Does the lizard count? Does the lizard count?
yeah, the lizard is her magical focus and is therefore a weapon.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Inside the center of the city, a nondescript, fairly small building, not nearly as ornate as the rest, but still a little fancy, has a secret passage at the back. As you walk down, there is the forge, surrounded by teams of researchers and dwarves who have been hard at work at it. Incredible amounts of alchemical power and magic have been poured into this. Thousands of runes are along the forging equipment. And the blade is nearly complete.
Well,
One of the research assistants turn over and is excited. We were actually about to send for you. We wanted you to be here when we pulled it out.
We're almost ready then.
how fitting.
Was that a question?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Cromar's masterwork. I cannot believe I was involved in such a prestigious project.
Well,
Appreciate all of your work on this. This looks fantastic. I can't wait to see it finished.
There is also one last step, and it's one I think you should be involved in personally. And the researcher waves and someone brings over Havel. Hello, adventurers. Hello, adventurers. It has been some time.
It has. I'm glad to see you.
I see the fates of the stars have set to that we may venture once more against evil. I'll bet I may not be in the same form. I have decided to donate my soul for my life's purpose. I shall be the soul of this blade.
Are you sure, Havel?
I have come to terms with it. Besides, it appears I am compatible. And without a master.
Does
I
this
think
mean
there's
the
no
sword
greater
can
place for a
teleport?
warrior.
We do not know what the outset will be, but know that there inside I shall still reside.
Will you be able to talk?
I do not believe so. But know that I will be rooting for you. Feel my heart and soul connection.
Don't worry.
Who would you
We'll
want
treat-
to wield you? Oh, Havel.
You will know when the moment is right, and I trust you to make that decision. But I leave one charge for you. Be that as strange a companionship as it were, I would hate, my soul would hate and wither, were Raza to suffer further harm. Protect his egg.
We will.
Of course.
And before you go, I have one really important question for you.
Anything.
Who's the strongest of our party?
Lucian.
Me.
Oh, it's the truth. I like you, Havel.
May the
miss
icons
you.
favor you, and may you save the 13th age.
Give
We'll
us
take
a
good
word to
care
the
of you
fan.
and your new body.
They gently lower Havel into the fire, and his form melts away. You see a transfer of soul energy into the blade, and the forge goes cold as they pull the blade out. You have completed, after all this time, Gromar's masterwork. Oh, you do not have permission to see the. Hold on.
It's too
Gromar's
beautiful for us to look
masterwork.
upon.
It is a +3 blade with a recharge 16 ability.
Death walks with you, huh?
Who
It should say Havel walks with you.
who shall forge the blade? I mean, wield the blade.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I think he winked at me when we were talking.
That might actually make who hits most with a sword?
I think either Leanne
just-
or Lucian would both be.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if Leanne or Lucian hits more.
Actually, my two-handed weapon mastery and a couple things wouldn't really work with it, but
Also true. You'd have to either hit with the sword or with your claws.
I could use it, but I'm very partial to my cane.
So should we give it to Lucian then, since he's excited
What-
about it?
actually, what about, does Kalia have a magic sword?
She's
She
amazing.
just upgraded a. Yeah.
She also has a really
Her
bad
base that she-
hit.
Yeah, we don't want Kalia to have it.
Okay.
You
I
can,
thought
of
the point of
course-
this was just like hitting a wall. I mean, isn't the sword supposed to like hit the stone thief itself, like the earth spear?
You
Could
still
use
will have to
this-
meet its AC, or else you'll just reflect off the wall without doing damage.
Oh, okay. I remembered like a fight with the, I don't remember, but
Yeah.
we were just like hitting the wall and you just took our damage.
That is also true. That is not what the final fight will be like.
Okay. I guess I could take it, but I think Leanne would hit better with it, maybe. But you're also a lot squishier.
But my cane is extremely nice to have.
If you're worried about just the cane portion, magic items always adapt themselves to their users. It would turn into a sword capable of sitting in your cane sheath.
That was nice, but also my stored CP.
That is the hard part.
That is the part I would be trading out, especially.
Give me a second to look at your sheet. Let me see if I can come to an agreement here. You could always hold it and trade out for it, right? That's not normally how these kinds of things happen, but this is a particular exception.
And this is the only sword that can beat or like defeat it, like has to land the killing blow or something.
Gromar believed this was a way to defeat death, and others believe this is how you defeat the Stone Thief. Believe it or not, no one's ever tried or succeeded, so no one knows for sure. So what I can do, Leanne, is you could make, like, essentially here's your sword right now is a magic sword in a sheath. You could separate those, and the sheath would be a wondrous item with your same current effect, and the sword would be Gromar's masterwork. I think you'd probably have to give up a current magic item you have to do that, but otherwise, you'd be good.
I am willing to temporarily put away my Cane of Command for Gromar's masterwork.
Okay, are you just carrying it for now, or are you actually actively going to wield it?
I will actively wield Gromar.
Okay, let me put this in your sheet, then.
All right, real quick before I run out of my stored points. All right, I used up my stored points. We're good.
Are we supposed to roll icons?
Sure.
By my stored points.
We were on a road when we got here.
We were.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Let me address a few things in order. One, I've been mulling this over for a bit, speaking of icon relationships, but ever since I rediscovered, like, that Kalia has something that lets you use them in combat, I've been, like, reading, like, what other people do and what the core book recommends, and technically you're not supposed to be able to use icon relationships in combat at all. Ever. That's, like, a special thing a cleric can do.
For years, that's what we've done.
Correct. I don't want to go, like, I don't want to just say, no, you can't use them in combat at all. But there's more meant for, like, having an NPC show up at an opportune moment, or finding a stash of items, or opening a passageway around a challenge, or, like, auto-succeeding a skill check. Then they are meant for combat buffs. And so as an in-between, we can still use them in combat, but we're going to lower, like, what the accepted power is. So rather than, like, in the past, you guys have gotten almost a daily worth of power, like, you know, recharging, re-rolling, things like that. But I think, like, the new power level you should expect is, like, +2 to hit for a roll. Re-roll and take that result, not the higher. Add 1 to a roll after the fact. After you see if it hits or miss. Roll to recharge a recharge. It shouldn't be that much worse, but, like, it will be at least in somewhat of a shift.
So for a 5, will the punishment also be a lot less? If that's scaled down?
Yes.
Otherwise, it's, like, not worth to use a 5.
Yeah, either it will be even worse of a buff, like +1 to hit before you see, or like it will be, you know, it likely won't suck a whole recovery at times.
Also, we realized that I can't use the 10 oils that I bought.
Yeah.
'cause they're all magic items.
Correct. Did you sell those back?
I can, if you want.
I think that's probably
It's like
it's,
30 gold a piece.
hold on.
I think it was like 300 gold.
Give me a second. I can go back to that scene and find the chat message I did for that.
So I got 10.
That was Oasis City, view scene, check the chat log, in character. Oils were 200 gold each.
Okay.
So you would have spent 2,000.
I spent 2,000.
Alright. As Leanne finishes attuning to Gromar's masterwork, everyone is cheering. And she turns around, and there, once more, visible only to her, is the Great Ghoul, watching. Waiting.
We'll have to act fast once we're done with the stone thief.
What do you mean? Are they just staring at each other and no one else knows what's going on?
Yeah.
Seems to be yes.
Leanne's not about to start a scene.
So we just all see Leanne just like kind of look off to the side.
Pretty much.
Okay.
There is a clamor of commotion and someone runs in out of breath. One of the museums is being robbed!
One trouble after another.
Trouble in paradise. I'm sorry.
Let's go handle this one.
Is that what's the second party gonna do?
They offer to assist.
Or we could use them to try to get less innocents out of the city.
Oh, try and start evacuating.
Oh, that is...
I mean, I would, but or at least combat training or something. Like if the GM doesn't want an extra party there because that wasn't planned, we definitely have things off screen that they could be doing.
Yeah, trying to get people to evacuate would probably be good.
Right, Callie is not there. They're happy to start spreading the news and they know the dangers of the stone thief. They can try to tell stories and get people to leave.
Yeah, that's probably a good move.
And the people that are like forced to be there by like the the employees of whatever, just like combat and as much like knowledge about the stone thief. And if you're in the stone thief, what do you do? It's like, the standard fire safety stop, drop, and roll. Stay away from skeletons and whatnot.
All right, we bring you over to the one of the museums. This is the museum where Roz's egg has been stored. And Aldwin apprises you of the situation. There are several... They all seem to be Dragonborn. We believe they're sent by the three. They are rummaging, looting, and pillaging most of the items of value here. There are some on the first floor and more on the second. The second is where Roz's egg is being kept. We don't know, but we suspect that's what they are primarily after.
We told them they could go through the official means to discuss this matter with us in order to retrieve the artifacts of the stone thief, and that obviously extended to the museums, but...
We did. You are correct, Leanne. I believe they said paperwork are for weak human folk.
Why do they never listen? Why can we never just do things the reasonable way?
I agree. But
Why am I on the upper floor?
why are you on the upper floor?
How did I get there?
I don't know. How do I pull you back?
I'm moving to the ground floor, don't worry.
Okay.
Just not sure how I got there.
Do you know how to move to the ground floor? It does not seem set up with automatic transportation.
Alright, so we go.
Give me a second. I'm just going to pull everyone to Oasis and re-pull us back to the ground floor. Pow's still not there. What?
It's loading the map.
Okay.
My internet is real bad today, apparently.
Okay, it should now at least. Oh, now Max is on Oasis Day. Everyone should now see Night at the Museum, O2 Ground. Click that, and you should be brought there.
I'm gonna refresh and see if that fixes the hangups on my end.
Yeah, although you're not in combat yet, I set up the initiative. I'll move these whelps down because you'll have initiative over them, at least for now. Feel free to peek through the windows and get apprised of the situation.
Okay. Great, so we need to go in and rescue Ross's egg.
Probably also stop them from pillaging as well.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, huh?
What if Balrin's in there?
Great! We can smack him.
Oh my god.
Balern was last seen in the Stone Thief, in charge of
A group of people trying to get them out.
not
Or
just
bring them
that.
back to the
Yeah,
city.
there was another. He's in charge of Loria, wasn't he?
Yeah. Presumably he's still on camera somewhere.
No, you guys have broken the camera.
Oh, right.
Alright. There's a bunch of dragonlings. I could probably fire through the window and make them come out here. Or come towards us. Or they could just steal the stuff and run away. I don't know. What do you think, Dane?
Yeah, I think we need to go in there. I mean, I'd rather not take the fight on the street. I'd rather have it in a contained building.
Agreed. Battling in the street is asking for casualties that really don't need to happen.
Alright, and priority number 1 is the egg. For our boy.
Priority number 1 is the egg, followed by stop pillaging other stuff.
Yeah.
Are we shooting to kill? Just capture?
Killing them likely would not be good for our relation with the Free.
Alright. Well, actually, that's how combat works, right? Unconscious?
Yeah, you can fire it as long as you don't send them under 50% negative health. They won't
Gotcha.
be dead.
Alright. Do you want me first?
Yeah, I would love to give my full assessment on if you should be first or not, but I literally cannot load back into the game right now. So.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I think it makes sense for him to go first, yeah. Based on my read on it.
All
finish
right.
those doors.
Yeah, I kick the doors open. I say, legislator business.
Yeah.
Hands up. And there's nobody in here, so we just alerted that.
Yeah, sure did.
At least your door kicking form is reasonable.
True.
Have you guys been
Where's
practicing?
the egg? Is it upstairs?
Upstairs. I believe
All
it's
right.
upstairs on the east wing.
Are we? Does the house face north?
The house faces north.
Here I
Actually,
go.
you know, let's just do a puzzle, right? Here's a history tidbit of a painting of this house looking over the ocean.
Oh
You
my
know this
God.
ocean-
He never forgot. He's been salty this entire time.
Let me. I was just seeing what would come pre-set up with multi-level. This isn't going to be confusing at all to be on multiple levels. Configure toggle navigation, all players. You should now be able to click upper level and see your token up there.
I don't see the dame up there.
No, the name's not up there yet. Only illusion.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and the combat isn't. Hold on, unlink. Combat from scene done. Re-add Lucian to the combat. Roll. And do that
Eastern
topic.
action.
All right, Aldwin. It's now Aldwin's turn. Lucian's upstairs. Aldwin looked at Leanne. Should we follow him or flush him out from a different direction?
That's a hard answer. We
could split up and and stop as many of them as we could, or we could just forge together, but a lot would likely escape.
We should flank them if possible.
All right, I'll take the ground floor. Do you want to go with me, or should I take the dame?
Dame, what's your stance?
Are you guys having this conversation while Lucian's like yelling like legislation, pirates?
Yeah,
Just, like,
remember, turn.
in the house, just like screaming like a crazy. person.
The entire round happens within like the same 10-second window, pretty much.
Yeah. I'll go with Aldwin.
All right.
Okay.
As Lucian's crashing up the staircase, Alwyn goes running in and dashes to the east. She kicks in she fails to kick in the door while shouting, "Legislator business!" Ow, this one's locked!
Oh, this is going great.
And then she uses her other foot, kicks in the other door, "Legislator business!" Alright. And she shouts at one of the enemies.
Twist and shout.
Alright, Dan, we got some in here. It's now the Dan.
Great.
Can we get view of everyone or no?
You should have view of everyone but Alban. I can give you view of Alban too. Give me a second. Alban doesn't have vision either. Has vision. 3, 6. Alright, Dan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run after Aldwin. So can I also get to that door? Great. And then I see one, so can I go? That was just a move, so I'm gonna go ahead and shout.
Where are
You guys
at?
just kick open a door, just start shouting at them.
What?
Like both of you are just like screaming at this dude that just he's taking damage from just getting yelled at.
This Draconic, like a lot of his brothers, have fully formed wings. Well, mostly. They can't quite do sustained flight. He wraps them around his ears as he's being battered. Loud, loud human folk. All right, go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay.
Nice.
And that was...
Pesky, pesky.
Hang on 1 second. Nobody has a save-in. Does Leanne still count as nearby?
Leanne is still nearby.
Great. Leanne, take a free move.
Cool. I would love to know where I'm moving. Hang on, I'll open up the stream to look at the map, I guess.
Gosh, you still haven't loaded it back in?
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, this museum's just too powerful,
Tell you
alright?
what, I can I can Discord stream the view of the stream live.
I mean,
It will
I can
only eat
watch
my
it from
bandwidth
the...
even more. Well, that's delayed, right?
Yeah, it's delayed, but it's a tabletop. I don't need the most immediate feedback.
Alright, fair.
I guess I'll follow up over to where Lucian is for now.
Alright. You go up the stairs and join Lucian on the second floor.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. I feel like this is a cop movie scene. We're both in pairs and we're chasing down people, cutting the robbers off.
Whelps. Most of you keep doing your job, but you two, get them. The door unlocks from the other side and two come pouring in near the dame. They do not have wings yet. And they
Wait, they have the keys? Wait, they can just unlock that?
Yeah.
Alright, fair
And they
enough.
swing plundered swords at the dame, one of which does 23 damage as it hits.
Oh.
Wait, why are you already injured?
Because I didn't use all my recoveries because then I would be completely empty. Remember I died a couple times last time?
Oof.
On the second floor, the whelp that was looting that saw Lucian screaming and run up runs into a nearby room to alert the others.
Get back here.
Alright, here's now the fiery boys. And the one whose ears are now bleeding a bit is going to charge in and swing a large, heavy axe against Alwyn, who's going to parry it with her weapon. What kind of weapon does she have? She's a baton.
Wow, she just beats people with a baton?
His ally, the Black Scale, is going to target Aldwin and the Dame and fire acid breath past his ally. Another two, come on! Aldwin tries to duck and roll, but that just opens up her and the Dame both to acid damage. They both take 25 damage and 12 ongoing.
I'm gonna go down again probably this fight. I feel it.
Don't.
Alright, it's now Leanne's turn. Well, I'll bring everyone upstairs. Leanne, you are looking at essentially a hallway that goes straight. You don't have any other option but to walk down it unless you want to try to jump across to the awnings that you saw the two whelps leave from.
Do we know where the egg is, by the way? Can you, ping?
You know,
Where we left
to
it.
your right is the east. You don't know exactly where it was stored.
Who stored it?
It was just stored there as part of organization.
Oh, I thought we specifically brought the egg.
You brought the egg
We
to the
brought-
museum, and then they organized the museum.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what? I'm down to try and leap over the awning.
All right. I will open your character sheet. That sounds like probably a strength check as you just kind of use your powerful legs to go for it.
Yep.
What's your background, legislator?
Yep.
That is a
You get it.
success. Barely.
I'll take a barely.
You grab onto the bottom ledge and then you climb yourself up and over. You don't know. You think they went through the south door, but there's also a door to your east. You're free to open one of them, or to hold your action.
I will kick that door to the south.
All right. What do you say as you kick it open?
I mean, at this point, it's a little obvious that it's legislator business.
You gotta do it, man.
There's a large group of enemies who all are staring at you having opened this door.
Stop your theft, and we will not punish you accordingly. You know what? Just stop stealing.
There's just a guttural animal hiss.
Is that a yes?
They brandish their swords. We will take back what is rightfully ours. And a little bit extra.
Of course.
As payment.
That is not how this works. Okay?
It is how it is
These
working
artifacts-
now.
Look, these artifacts may be yours, but we can go through the method of proof with it. You can get your long-lost artifacts back legally without causing any trouble, without us having to fight.
Or you could
I'm
die like
just-
the worms you are.
She's a
Can I-
giraffe.
Do I still
Not
have
a
my
worm.
standard action?
You still have a standard action.
Can I close the door and weigh the odds?
You're under
I was
arrest.
talking to
No,
you! Oh!
I think we'll kill you. Slowly closes the door.
You
Hold
gained
that
3
thought.
command points.
Finally.
And all it took was me rolling for you. Alright, Lucian, it's now your turn. You saw Leanne jump across.
Alright, I'll take this path because in all the cop movies they always split up.
Yeah.
And I'll kick this door open.
That is a window. It looks out over the
That's a,
areas below.
why does it have an
Please
open
do not
close?
kick out the window.
Okay, well,
It
shouldn't I be able to see out
you
then?
can, yes. I
Okay.
don't know why they made those doors.
Okay, so is this a window over here too?
Yes.
Is it a dex check to jump through the window?
It is. It is. In this case, yes. You're not just like jumping and climbing. You are trying to cross like 20 feet horizontally.
Alpha wolf. This is definitely an alpha wolf thing. I'm just shouting. Yeah, legislature raider.
You crash out the window. Having attached a rope to an arrow, you fire against the roof and swing yourself across and through the other side, crashing into an enemy. Go ahead and make a basic melee attack.
Basic.
Basic. Look, I'm giving you a free.
All right,
attack.
I will. Oh. Well,
you
I
can
still
do your
have an
standard
action.
action after, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, cool. 1 sec.
Also, you
Basic.
see Roz's egg. It's about to be picked up by that red guy.
What right guy? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is. What? I thought it was small.
Not anymore. It's gotten bigger.
Holy crap.
It's like the size of a full person.
Does 20 AC hit?
No, that is a miss.
That's a huge hit, though, for a basic melee.
Well, yeah, you've been firing at reduced damage, remember?
Oh yeah. Okay.
You bump off of him. You are now ready to do your standard action.
I bump off.
Well, like, yeah, you're like you didn't do much damage when you crashed into him. He used
Okay,
his
so I'm
big
not
wings to, like,
engaged
hold
with
him.
him.
If you want to be non-engaged with him, you can be, sure.
Okay.
You like stand a foot away from him.
Can I use my 6 that I crashed like through him and I popped off on the other side?
Sure, that seems acceptable.
Okay. I would like to downgrade my standard to run, pick up the egg, and how far can I make it?
You can run and pick up the egg, and that's it. It's big and heavy.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
I made it hard to carry so they wouldn't just run off with it in like one turn.
Gotcha.
That also inconveniences you.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, then I kind of wasted my 6. I thought I'd be able to do a little bit more.
I'll make a decision. What are you doing through standard?
I will taunt them all, and then my targeting isn't working
T.
for some reason. I will just do a double melee against the guy I popped off.
That first one is a hit. And that was an
I guess.
odd.
Yeah.
You rip chunks of scale off of him, and he starts bleeding this greenish purple blood. You will pay for that.
All I want is the egg, and you guys can leave with your lives.
All we want is the egg, and you can leave with your lives. Also, some extras as payment.
What? The egg isn't yours. You said take what's yours.
The egg is ours. It is a dragon's egg.
That's a lizard egg.
That's a dragon's egg. Aldwin, seeing that the dame is being attacked, will dexterously do a... She's still a bit of a pirate. She jumps up off of the wall, lands behind, and whips out with her baton, doing 28 damage to the one. That'll teach you.
Nice.
Dame, get out of the hallway.
Yeah, and go where?
Somewhere else.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll attempt a disengage check.
2 people.
Yeah, that was a -1. That was a success.
Oh.
At last, I did it. Okay. I'm gonna come around this corner here, and then I'm going to battle chant the neat whelp.
Okay, okay. Oh, so close. That is still a hit. You take him out. He is now unconscious. And that is overflow damage of 18 to the next one, which staggers him.
I'm also going to let Aldwin roll against. We have ongoing damage, don't we?
You do.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her roll against that.
She fails. Also, I forgot to actually apply her damage from last time. Let's see, that was...
I'm worrying about it all round.
That is 12 damage. She should have rolled for it herself as well. So I will roll again. And she still has her acid.
Okay, and then...
Thanks for trying, Dame. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then do I get to roll first, or do I have to
Nope,
take it?
you have to take it, then roll. 12 damage.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, and then it's just a flat d20. Oh no, it's a save, isn't it?
It is a save. Yes, it is a normal save. Success. You're no longer taking
Oh my
acid.
I actually did it. Okay.
Down on this floor, the whelp cries, "Get the weak one!" and leaves invoking attack of opportunity from Aldwin.
Love it. Oh.
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 She bashes his head in from the back, and a classic, he's not dead, he's just, oh, shoot, he's dead. That one's actually dead. Whoops. That's gonna be a report.
He's just following orders, Aldwin.
Oh, that's gonna be a report. Like, how of a report to write? Up on the second floor, there
If
are
anyone asks Baldwin, I'll back you up that he came that way.
the 3 whelps by Lucian are going to drop what they're trying to carry and run in. The other 2 are going to go and pick up the Raza egg. Together they can hold it.
The egg is getting away, Leanne. Cut them off to the east.
One of the swords manages to find purchase and cut Lucian.
Does Leanne heed Lucian's advice?
The annoying red scale charges in, leaving smoldering fire paths as he walks. This will be an enjoyment. And he breathes red rage. He can attack twice and take the better result. Which are
Thank
both misses. Back on the first floor. This guy's going to do the same against Aldwin. Oh no!
Murderer.
Just resorts for murderer. And that was a natural even. So not only is she going to take a huge amount of blood is going to fly out Aldwin, and then he's going to burning breath her, which luckily seems to be a 2. If I look backwards real quick, that's the wrong scene. One of those was an even miss, so Lucian gets some burning breath as well.
How much?
Well, I'm rolling it. Why is it not rolling? Is it because I'm not on the scene? Hold on.
I'm having a lot of issues with the rolls tab today.
Wow, that's a great roll. Yeah, you have 10 ongoing fire damage, Lucian.
I do?
Yes. And now it's the black scales. Seeing that his ally has it underhand, this one's going to go back to looting. Up on the other floor, there is no black scales, and the green scale was never actually in combat. So we'll update it to be after the end. So it's now Leanne's turn. Alright, Leanne, you closed the door, you heard Lucian crash and you heard him cry out, go to the east to cut him off. What do you do?
Where's my partner? You're on mute if you're talking, Leanne. Pow.
Yeah, I was fucking with shit to make it try and load better. Hasn't worked. Is the door to my east open?
Yep.
Alright, I'll run through.
Wapam, you run. You can see that 2 whelps are at the top of the staircase about to carry Roz's egg down, but there's also a large frosty dragon who is picking up a large golden sculpture who looks at you.
These people look sick.
Right?
This icon is really cool.
I think I'll focus on taking care of those wolves with the egg. Just gonna go melee attack with one of them.
All right, you run over and whoop out your cane sword, slashing forward. Is a 17. You do 55 damage, gain an extra command point.
Isn't there an extra 20 with his hit with his sword?
I'd have to activate it.
Oh, okay.
And that is enough damage to completely take out one. And then you continue running past and deal the extra damage to the next one over, staggering it.
Do they drop the egg then?
They do drop the egg. Luckily, it was just barely off the ground, so there's no damage.
I told you guys. Leave the egg and you guys can live.
The green one by you that you attacked lunges forward with needle-like teeth. Wow, you have high AC.
I'm just like spidey senses, juking to the left, dodging to the right.
But he catches you with his tail for an extra 9 damage, which is just 9 damage. Since he has no other missed damage on this one. Meanwhile, the white ones puts the treasure into its sack and says, "You are hurting my children."
It continues looting.
He will blow a breath of frost against the whelp, covering it with a icy substance, and then he will make the breath stronger and blow it towards Leanne.
Cool.
That is a even. The ice deals 18 damage to her and then freezes her feet in place. She is now stuck.
Does that mean can't move?
Yep. All right, Lucian, it's now your turn. You have 10 ongoing fire damage as a reminder.
Okay. Can I use my other Priestess 6 to... So if I were to do a disengage, I would have a negative, like, 3 penalty or something?
Negative 4.
Can I make it so it's a regular disengage, since I've been juking these people out,
That
weaving
seems-
in and out?
That seems in line with what we're saying, yeah?
Okay. It's a normal save?
Yep.
And no backgrounds or anything?
There's a disengage button on your sheet next to the rest
Oh,
button.
yeah. Gotcha. Oh, thank God.
You jump up off of one of them, and where are you going?
I'm going this way.
Nice. You see Leanne is stuck to the ground.
All right. So I have a move and a standard.
Yep.
What could I do with an egg this heavy with both a move and a standard?
You could run over it and start carrying it down the stairs, or get it like a distance away, like not that far of a distance, but like, you know, out a window or to the entrance of a hallway.
You're telling me I could grab it and jump out the window with it?
Yeah, I can't promise you how well that will work, but you could do it. All right. I'm gonna need both a Dex and a Constitution check.
Okay. Dex check. Alpha Wolf background. We're protecting our young.
Okay.
Constitution. Alpha Wolf background. Hell yeah.
Well, you grab the egg, heave it, and then jump out the window with a crash of glass. You carefully land on your feet, bearing the brunt of the weight, and end up... Oh, that's not the temple. There we go. And end up down on the main floor. No damage.
This is awesome. That's my turn.
All right, we'll go back to Aldwin. Alwyn is bleeding and looking not so great. She is going to fire her back. Oh, that is a nat 1. As she attempts to attack the beast, he grabs her by the arm and just lifts her up into the air. This fight no longer amuses me. It is now the dame's turn.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best thing to do. Okay, I'm gonna mock him. I'm going to use vicious mockery.
Oh. What? You insult him, his people, his kin, his magic is a 3, and it gets into his head.
I'm also going to hang tough and give temporary hit points to, I'm sorry, you just said her name, but I don't have it open.
Aldwin.
To Aldwin, there you go.
Thanks, Dave. I could take him, I promise.
She's staggered,
She is, yes.
so that's actually 24.
Oh, thank you. All right.
And then, yeah,
It is now the Dragonborn Whelp's turns. Oops. So we're going to go back up a floor, where Leanne has been left all alone. The one engaged with her has lost the egg. He is going to try to run away and hope Leanne doesn't strike him. Does she?
Let's
At
go
least enough to try and
opportunity.
incapacitate. I mean, she's going to try and at least incapacitate.
All right, go ahead and do the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just roll that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
I do have an update on that, by the way. I now have the upper level rendered, but I'm in the past.
Nice.
And it's slowly catching up every now and again.
Interesting. I don't know why that's the case. I wonder if it's... shouldn't be anything I enabled. Anyway, you graze the back of him, but then he jumps out and glides down to the main floor on his half-formed wings.
What if the 52 would have hit him? Would he have died?
He might have died, yeah. But there's overflow damage, right? Meanwhile, on the ground, Lucian just kind of plunks an arrow, and even the miss damage would take him out the rest of the way, and he falls unconscious to the ground. Probably a broken bone in there, but...
Leanne here's, got him!
Lucian hears the crash and more glasses to Leanne as more whelps from the south building jump out the windows, gliding away with loot. He plucks some arrows, but they're far away, and he's already gotten his one, so they get away with some loot. The ones in the building with Leanne go, this looks like a fight for the Knotwhelps. We'll just loot, and they grab some random loot and start jumping out the other way. The bigger dragons are like, you cowardly whelps, you will be punished for this. And it's now the red dragon's turn. Fiery steps forward as one swings an axe at Leanne. That is a natural 2. She parries it. That is an even. He fires breath. Lucian.
Wait, couldn't you make an argue if he's like with fire and it was a 2 that she's unstuck? Like, Leanne, do you have any
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm starting to regret getting rid of my dragon armor.
These are not dragons, they are dragonborn.
Yeah, but it's dragon-like for that old
sure.
armor.
do you have
You have
any
Curse-
icons where that 2 could have unstuck you?
I mean, look,
Emperor 6. You also have Curse
Yeah.
of Chaos.
true curse. Yeah, look, Max, here's the thing. You're asking if I have resources. I can't look at my fucking sheet.
Sorry.
How about this? Curse of Chaos, it turns into a 1 and it melts away. You're no longer stuck. Speaking of which, Lucian, did you ever roll, take your 10 fire damage and roll to see if it went away?
We roll the save and take the 10.
Okay. Well, you're still on fire.
Yeah, I'm fine with that Curse of Chaos, by the way.
Back on the main floor, the one that is heavily bleeding and has Aldwin is going to make an improvised attack and throw Aldwin at the Dame.
It's messed up.
That is messed up.
That is a 14 versus your PD, which is a miss. Aldwin flips in midair, land, and catches herself on the wall rather than crashing into the Dame. And Vicious Mockery knocks out the red one from the miss damage.
They're getting away!
Where? We don't even know where this is yet, Aldwin and I.
You guys hear like rumbling and like shattering of glass?
Yeah, there's more glass shattering, and the acid one crashes out the north, carrying a large amount of gold and disappearing off into the distance. Up on the main floor, upper floor, there's not an acid one. And now it's Leanne's turn. Leanne, you are no longer stuck. There's a red one in front of you. What do you do?
So, first things first, I want to try and roll for a disengage.
Okay. Success.
Okay. I've succeeded there. I had a plan. I'm not sure it'll work out. They'll get away with more loot if I just leave them to it.
But they might kill you.
Yeah, if only the man with the highest HP total in our crew didn't just leap and leave the fight.
I'm protecting the precious cargo.
I'll move over to the green guy.
All right.
And I'll attack him. Focus on the weaker target, try and reduce damage sources.
That is an 18.
Ooh.
You strike him for 49 damage, and he is now staggered. As he staggers, he lets out a gas. And you have to roll a normal save. That's a success. You've seen this kind of trap before. You pull out a small magic device and you keep breathing through the gas unimpacted.
I've heard of hot air, but this is a little ridiculous.
Now it's a cop show.
He is his turn. So now we're going to have him cast Poison Cloud. He is trying to broker his own escape. That is a miss. Leanne takes 10 damage. And he is going to roll to try to disengage and fail utterly. So he will be stuck where he is. Oh, right, he is Tailwind. Extra 6 damage.
Ow.
Meanwhile, the ice one has done. He grabs like a whole gold sarcophagus, straps it to his back, and flies out the north with it, with some much bigger wings, and leaves the battle. All right, Lucian, you doing anything? Or are you just getting, sniping at people leaving?
Yeah, I'm doing a hold action, and I'm just like, it's like clay pigeon shooting, just like, let's just getting ready.
Honestly, at this point, the main floor is clear. So Aldwin and the Dame could go up to help the Leanne.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably where we would go. That's likely where we would hear the most noise.
We should be able to take a staircase up to the right. Follow me. And Aldwin is going to limp over, bleeding as she goes. We're coming, Leanne.
Okay, I'm gonna follow her. Oh man.
I'll just...
Oh, I could.
Are you just gonna move me? Oh, there it is.
You could.
Sorry, I was still on fire, right?
You were. Go ahead
But
and take
if-
your 10 damage and roll.
Can I reduce like a movement or something
Nope.
to? All right, I'll use my Great Ghoul 6.
Great cool 6. All right, how does
What does
that...
it give me?
I'll let you
does
roll
it-
twice.
Okay. Come on. That's a succeed already,
Oh, well, there you go.
and a better succeed.
All right, you guys get up to the top. There's a red guy and there's a staggered acid guy. You both still have standard actions. Aldwin is going to shout at the staggered guy. What do you do, Dame?
Let's see.
And he is now vulnerable, even.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shout at him too. Is that the annoying red scale?
No, the lazy.
Lazy
Gurneys.
one.
Oh, I can't see him. There he is. I crept forward just a little bit. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and battle chant him.
Nice. Not a crit, but he is nearly down.
Okay, and that's an odd. Hang on. Do we have any save ends effects going on?
Lucian's on fire.
What?
Is he
No, I'm not.
nearby?
I
Oh,
had two.
you're
I
right.
had two.
Yep, then
I
no.
used a 6.
There's
Okay.
none.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna give. Does Aldman still have her temporary HP, or is she burned through that?
She has it, so.
Okay, then Leanne can have some temporary HP.
What about you?
I can't give myself.
Oh,
And Leanne is staggered, so Leanne gets 24 temporary health.
noise.
All right, the red one is annoyed and angry and stomps over and strikes at Aldwin. It is an odd, so he gets to roll twice again. And that is a odd hit, so you don't no fire. Aldwin is still on her feet thanks to your temporary health, otherwise she would have been down. And he snarls. And now it's Leanne's turn. Leanne, the one in front of you, is nearly down.
He's not in chat.
No, he's not in chat. Well,
I
Leanne-
think he would hit her.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm sure he has a lot of command points,
He
though.
does. I'm going to try my best. That person's down, but not dead. Leanne's going to say, "Let's finish this fight," and point at the Dame, spending 4 command points, and the Dame can take an extra standard action.
Like right now?
Yes,
Alright, I would like to.
you are
Roll a
engaged.
recovery. Can I roll a recovery?
As what? Why would you roll a recovery?
I'd like to rally.
Oh, yes, you can rally.
In that case, shouldn't you be using just the one command point
Yeah,
version
well,
if you just
I-
want to rally?
Yeah.
Is that. I don't.
He
That's
can,
what I need most, is I guess. Well, okay, I
he
guess
can give
never
you a
mind.
heal
He's-
later.
Yeah, never mind. If he's up close to me, I'll go ahead and breath of the black him.
What? Dragon magic from a dwarf? What treachery is this?
Except I rolled like crap. Oh,
That is still a hit. I did not know you human folk were blessed with these powers.
Wait, isn't this a 7th level spell?
Is this
Yeah,
something?
it should be.
It
Yeah,
should be now.
It should be.
Okay. Then I will go back
Sorry, we meant to fix
40.
that.
and I will apply 67. He is melting away and he throws up his arm and says, I yield. I yield. The power of dragons is too much.
Great.
That is the end of combat. All right. You guys have managed to keep Ra's egg from being stolen. There have been some amount of theft here, but you largely kept like a lot of it from being stolen.
A lot of broken windows.
So a lot of broken.
A lot. And possibly broken doors from all the kicking.
Also possibly
Luckily.
some broken doors.
I don't think the Stone Thief will care.
Yeah, windows aren't much value in a dungeon.
Well, what do you do to wrap up this fight then?
Are we taking this guy hostage? Or
And
not
all-
hostage?
All of them but
Prisoner, are we
the one that
arresting
was
him?
dead.
Oh, we're absolutely arresting all of the ones that are alive still.
Like, do we have the resources to, like, contain them? Or they're just gonna get eaten by the stone?
Well, it depends on where the Stone Thief strikes. And as the de facto mayor mentioned, they don't really have proper prisons here, so they're just going to be thrown into a high-end building that's been converted into a prison.
Look, the point is,
Wait a
crime
minute.
doesn't pay, stop stealing crap.
Our own, like, mansion had, like, a prison in the basement. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Finally! It's the end of the session, but I can finally play Leanne!
Look, there's no big jail, right?
I mean, we could put him in our place, but we've already put an orphan in there, and their sibling.
You guys
wanna
have knocked
include
out
dragons
like,
as
over a
prisoners?
dozen people that you could not fit them all there.
Yeah,
No,
that's
go
a
ahead and
little-
let the city deal with this. The point is that the city is trying to be independent. The city should have a way to deal with their own criminals.
They don't.
Yeah, right now they're converting a building, so be it.
We are there's a reason Leanne and Aldwin and the legislators are here. We are the law currently. We're the city's response. We just don't have an official jail to put them in.
I still say stick them in a building for right now, but let's not take the custody of them at our private residence.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say we take away all of their equipment, string them up, and have them walk the desert until they get home.
You're executing them.
Ah, they're warm-blooded. They're fine. Or cold-blooded.
No,
All
no.
right.
Guys, I'm
Well,
bleeding here.
use a damn recovery, Aldwin. What are you doing?
What's a recovery?
Alright, yeah, do we get a quick rest?
Yeah, absolutely get a quick rest.
I have a leftover champion healing potion if you want it.
I can walk it off.
No, just take the potion.
Oh. Can you roll it for her?
I'm manually giving myself Vicious Mockery back because I took the feat for its recharge to be a 6+, but I haven't updated it yet.
Okay.
Doing that now.
All
So
right.
we have like 6 hostages and 1 dead person.
She regains 42 health. And her wounds stitched back together, her broken bones back together. She definitely had a couple cracks in her femur. She's like, that's much better, Leanne. Thank you.
No problem. And the second one was for me, but it didn't apply to you for some reason. Nope. I had the thing toggled too, so I don't know why I didn't apply it.
Good question. Well, another day in Oasis, am I right?
The furry is definitely going to hear about this one.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Well,
Zoom out, cue the music, and we got ourselves a cop show.
just another day in Miami. Sorry, Oasis heat. Dun, 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 dun. Alwyn flicks on some sunglasses despite being indoors.
Is someone gonna say I'm getting too old for this?
I'm getting too old for this. The city's changing, man.
God, cities.
Don't let it change you, Eldwin.
There's another crash of a broken window, and a rock comes skidding across the ground to land at Leanne and the dame's feet.
Of course it does.
Wasn't me.
With a sudden burst of blue light, there is a 3D visage of Usador.
Oh.
And a pre-recorded message plays. Hark me now, brave adventurers against the dark, for it is I, Usador, wizard of the 13th realm of the Dragon Empire, master of light and shadow, manipulator of magical delights, devourer of chaos, champion of the great halls of Tarakas, master of the flambe tango. The elves know me as Fiang Yalak, the dwarves know me as Zodan Hustanges, and I am known in the Northeast as Gaswanius Maystar. Oh, but least, not for even a single second of this here 13th age should you believe that there are not other secret names. Names so powerful and potent that were you to see them written in the clouds, the weather would turn to tornadoes and rip up your very roots. And I come bearing a message. The bait has worked. The stone thief is on its way. He shall be there ere 3 days' time. Prepare. And it flickers out.
3 days. That's more time than I thought we would get.
Okay.
Well, should probably tell people to stop building, pouring
Yeah,
wealth into it if it's already working.
Yeah, and start evacuating.
Time to turn this operation in reverse.
By the time, like 3 days time, everything is gone.
The light re-flickers up now with a purple. Hey guys, it's me, Birdie. I found this cool rock. Usador's been teaching all sorts of magic. I can do. Look at this. Pew pew. You cannot see what Birdie's doing, but there's magic everywhere. I've been learning how to be a wizard, and I got yelled at a lot, but like I've been getting real good. Birdie, stop playing with my stone. I gotta go now, guys. The light goes away.
All things considered, I think Usador's a good teacher for Birdie.
Yeah. Well, that sounded like it was going well.
Anyone who gives a chromatic wizard a hard time is good in my book.
So, did anyone else know that
Does anyone else
What's
know
that?
what?
that Raz's egg is like bigger than these statues?
Yeah, you like haul it back upstairs to show them.
Lucian, good work getting the egg out.
Thank you.
Now, why did you leave me with the three most dangerous foes alone?
I couldn't have us have combat in front of an egg that could shatter.
push it in the corner.
Did it work or did it work?
I could be laying on the ground in a bloody heap because of you.
Because of them.
Oh, it's not my bow that kills people, it's the arrows that kill people.
You could have just ran, Leanne.
Do you know what my job is?
Bleed out in every fight. Heyo.
You guys want to stop sniping at each other?
Oh, it's going to get a lot less sniping and a lot more bloody if he doesn't shut up.
PvP. PvP.
I've got like 8 recoveries left. Let's go. No, this is just a cop movie. There's banter. Come on, guys.
Look, if that fight started with the escalation die still active, oh baby, Lucian wouldn't live.
PvP.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I just got a new sword that gives me plus 20 damage if I hit.
I got claws.
Well, let's wrap up session. All of you get an incremental. This isn't quite a full heal, but go ahead and put your health back up to full.
How about recoveries?
That's why it's not a full heal.
I just used a recovery to get to full.
Yeah, pretty much. Same.
Do I get a recovery back?
I'm thinking about what's gonna come up. Tell you what, Leanne, how about you give back your champion potion you used? All of you do a full rest, and we'll see. We'll see about what happens in the upcoming session.
Oh boy! All right.
Cool.
Full heal.
As long as we make it to our road, I'll be okay.
So just to prepare you guys for what's coming, the Stone Thief will strike. This will be your last venture in. Success or failure, this is the last time into the Stone Thief. If you fail, that's probably the end of the campaign. If you succeed, that's still almost the end of the campaign, except for tying up the Great Ghoul. We aren't playing next Monday, as a reminder. I'll be gone. But after that, we'll come back. You'll storm into the Stone Thief. You'll do a long, grueling dungeon crawl. We're talking like 6 sessions. You guys will stand either victorious or defeated. And then we'll do the final act, which will be another like 4 to 6 sessions. And then the campaign's over.
Oh man.
Alright.
2 to 3 months.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, Ellen, what's something you liked? What's something or someone you want to see again? And is there anything you feel like you need to resolve in your final foray into the Stone Thief?
Let's see. Something I liked. I liked the image for the forging of the sword, and I liked wrapping up Hovel's story with it. Like, I'm sad that Hovel is gone because he was such a cool, like, there was such a cool concept there, but I feel like that was a fitting end for wrapping him up, especially since his original player isn't like here anymore.
I mean, Havel's still technically with us, just not audible.
Yeah, but like that's his story as far as it goes, right? Like, we're not gonna like come back and suddenly get, a plot line with him.
And he was definitely playing down, like he's not, like, his soul was absorbed into the creation of this. He's not really a concept anymore.
Yeah, no, that was self-sacrifice. Sorry. So let's see, things I want to get resolved on this last run into the Stone Thief. See, this is hard because you've like given me stuff that like you guys didn't even touch this, and so now I'm like, damn it, like that sounds cool, but it doesn't make any sense for this run. I mean, the dame has gotten out all of the jade spines that she's going to get out. We've established that. I think she'd probably want some sort of proof of Ash's death.
You already know that. Remember, if you recall, the Great Ghoul,
Right, the Great Ghoul confirmed it.
but said that he was giving Ash back to you in some form.
Right. Okay. I hope that form isn't chain lightning.
Definitely.
It's definitely chain lightning.
You know, I can hope. In that case, I think probably like the dame's probably feeling pretty good about it. Although she's probably interested in seeing the people of Dungeon Town actually escape and like survive in some capacity after the Stone Thief dies, so that they are able to potentially reintegrate back into like the overworld.
Okay. Pow. Before we get to your section, as Lehan is done being, trading with Lucian, she looks, and there's a Great Ghoul again, standing amongst the corpses, walking slowly between them, Scythe collecting their souls, draining them.
There's only one corpse, right?
Oh, yeah, there's just one corpse, yes. So you're walking out, and the Great Ghoul's over that one corpse, draining it.
Right. The Great
So does
Ghoul-
that mean the body turns into a raisin?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Right.
Bro.
Great Ghoul's getting subtle.
All right,
You know what,
Pow.
I remember making a pitch at the very beginning when we started this whole plan that the priestess is helping sanctify the ground. They never did it, did they?
They did. Kind of. They've set up a thing such that when the Stone Thief dies, they think it won't be possible for the Great Ghoul to slurp up the Stone Thief's energy.
You know what? That's acceptable. I'm fine with that. I just don't trust priestess.
That's fair.
Alright. Overall, the session was nice. I enjoyed the amount of character dialogue there was, the interactions, bouncing off of each other. Dame with helping with the argumentation of proving ourselves as not horrible people. Finally got to go into the one thing I was setting up with Leanne for fucking forever.
Yeah, that was a
So
nice
that's
character
fun.
moment.
In terms of things to resolve, like at the last moments, I don't really have anything that I can think of anyway at the moment.
All right, Max.
I liked the fight where like our enemy had like different goals other than just exterminate or kill the party. Like working around those motivations and the map was fun. I would like. I don't know if Hydra is with us, but I would like to be able to utilize him and bring him into the Stone Thief.
All right.
And if there's any other way that I could spend my nearly 8,000 gold, I would like to.
This is not one of those cities where you can just kind of spend ungodly amounts of money. That said, there's lots of gambling. Yeah, people are bartering like items they have back home, plots of land that they've moved away from, all sight unseen, but noble titles even are being bartered.
Okay.
This is not maybe the best city in the world. It is not the best city in the world to spend ungodly amounts of money.
Gotcha.
Oh, I did think of something, by the way.
Go ahead.
Confirmation on whatever happened to the rest of the Gravity Weavers in the Stone Thief.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I'll also put something that you guys have not had to think about in years. There is a group of snake people eaten by the stone thief who you helped their deity in the under bits of the wildwood. He gave you the first earth spear.
Yeah, I remember him. I didn't remember the snake people being eaten.
That's okay. That was a long time ago.
I remember Raza jumping off the cliff and then having to teleport back right away.
I also remember getting one shot by a certain
The
deity.
spider.
All right, we will see you all on March 21st then for one of the final acts of the Splitting Dragon